Welcome to the Lay-Speaking Ministries District Database. The purpose of this video is to guide you through the process of transferring data from an existing Excel spreadsheet to the database. The process is simple. It takes far longer to describe it than to do it. That's why I believe this video will be helpful. 3 things are required: your data in an Excel spreadsheet, the blank database labeled District Database 2010.mdb that was on your CD and should have been transferred to a designated folder on your computer by now, and the Lay-Speaking Database Description 2010, a Word document that should have also been transferred to your computer. A 4th item, the Student Headings Worksheet, might also be on that was also on the CD, might be helpful, and we'll look at that in a minute. And a reminder, you can pause this video at any time by clicking the pause key in the lower left. Now looking at what your data might be, formats and header names might vary. Our task will be to get it in the correct format with the correct header names. Before we do anything else, I want you to rename while saving your spreadsheet to students.xls. This will preserve your existing data and properly name the database table. And saved. Okay, we're going to glimpse at one other piece of information. That is a model spreadsheet called Student Headings. It has the header column using the field names precisely as you must name them. Did you hear that? Precisely as you must name them. That is the key. If you have the field names that your database recognizes precisely, it is a breeze to import them. But if you call last name LName, the database would have no idea what to do with the information. Looking at column C, since this database was adapted from an existing Microsoft template for registration of college students, some of the naming conventions are weird, but we have to live with them. For example, the field Parents Name is the field where we store the home church information about our lay speakers. You can see that by mousing over the memo attached to the cell. Another place where we can find the precise field name information is on page 6 of the Database Description 2010. In fact, we're going to use this to copy and paste header information into our spreadsheet. First name, last name, parent names or home church. Returning to the sample worksheet containing the existing data that we want to import, first we have some things to do with our data. Note that in column A we have the complete name, and then in column D the complete address. In our spreadsheet, which are not compatible with the fields in our database, you will need to use the Excel text to columns function to separate them. When you're done, it will look like this. Returning to column A, now the simple task is to make the header column reflect the exact names corresponding to our database. This can be done by typing. Or by copying and pasting from either the student heading spreadsheet or the database description Word document. Let's look at the Word document, copying and pasting from the description. Copy. Pasting. Then moving to column C and copying. Returning and pasting. Continuing the process. And when you're done, the spreadsheet will look like this. And here are the additional headers. We're now going to save your work. This is another critical step. Since incompatible formatting can louse up a good import process, we're going to save your spreadsheet as a comma delimited file or a CSV format. This strips away all the format information in your spreadsheet. However, And there's always a however, isn't there? If you have laced your spreadsheet with commas, say between a church name and a town name, for example, First Church, Salem, you may be in trouble. Use hyphens instead. Use the search function to find all the commas in your spreadsheet and either delete them or substitute a hyphen. Now you're ready to save. Students.csv. Great. Close the file. It's important to close the file or you cannot import it. Done. Navigating to the district database 2010.mdb and opening. We need to go through this security hassle each time we open the database, clicking on Options and enabling content. Here we are. It gets easy from here. Depending on the Access version you're using, the steps may differ slightly, but the process is the same. I'm using Access 2007. Clicking on External Data makes sense. Then Text File. Browse to the students.csv file that we previously saved. Since we're going to add the records to an existing table in the database, we select Append a copy of the records to a table and select Students. OK. Keep the delimited option at the top. We're starting to get a peek of our data. It's going to get better. OK, the database is separated into columns at the comma points. If your columns are not lining up, you may have to back out and go search out commas in your spreadsheet and delete them. Selecting the checkbox, first row contains field names. We're almost there. Click Finish and Close. That's it. The data is imported. Let's check by opening the LaySpeaker form. Here's the data you imported. Note there are blank fields and there are no classes indicated. We'll advance through a couple to make sure all the data is there. Again, since we didn't put class information in, there are no classes indicated. Here's the steps I'd recommend. Put in the last 3 years as a class information. That will give you all the certification information you need. Classes are input through the classes form. You may want to look at the classes video before you do that. Other information can be placed in the remarks section, and as you compile new information about your LaySpeakers from year to year, it can be added. May you be blessed and be a blessing to your LaySpeakers as you lead them to service. Amen.